My worry, I wonder if you share this with your IPA hat on, my worry is from some of the reports we've seen in the papers, yes, we will see changes to superannuation, for example, which Scott Morrison has flagged. Yes, we might see changes to negative gearing, which have been flagged, but then the add-on to that, the change to the GST and possible income tax cuts, or as Matt Burney's talked about, company tax cuts to go with it. If they balk at that, they'll have done all the other stuff on the way through and we'll just have a higher tax take.
Well, exactly. The absolute worst case scenario here, Peter, would be tax reform that results in higher taxes. The only tax reform worth pursuing is one which cuts taxes, particularly for a Liberal government. On the GST, I have to say I'm very sceptical of the need to increase it, and in order to do so, you'd have to be enacting some very substantial tax reform with some serious
James,
cuts to company tax.
Sorry to jump in, but I want to hear your
tax.
views on this. What would you do if you're not going to increase the overall tax burden in the context of the fiscal problem that we clearly have based on MyEFO, and it's gotten worse since then with the state of the economy? Where are you going to find the cuts, or I suppose the tax or the taxing efficiencies to be able to avoid exactly what you're saying you want to avoid, which is just simply higher taxes?
Well, the two most important things to do, Peter, are number one, return spending to normal levels. At the moment, we're spending at global financial crisis levels of government spending at the federal level, which Scott Morrison has acknowledged as Treasurer. If we return to Howard Costello levels of spending, we would be back in surplus today. The second thing we need to do is we need to put a rocket under economic growth, because a growing economy will result in more tax revenues without increasing taxes. And there's a lot of important things we can do to achieve that. One of which is labour market deregulation. We have a 19th century workplace system, highly regulated, inflexible system, and if we don't do anything about it, we're going to be in a very serious position in just a few years.